welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sana, mrs.perfectly.imperfect.keto, where being perfect is overrated and being imperfect is appreciated. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, welcome. I do hope you enjoy my content. And if there's anything you want to see in any future videos or have me discuss anything in particular regarding my personal journey, go ahead and drop me a comment and make sure to go ahead and subscribe. That way you're able to see all future content. So today is Tuesday, June 20th. I am definitely in comfy mode right now. I did have an interview. So I have gone on dozens of interviews. I want to say that I definitely got to a point prior to me getting sick and landing in the hospital May 9th. I definitely got to a point where I did want to get back to working. I've always worked. I have been working since the age of 12. So it is definitely kind of like me being a fish out of water, not working since I left that toxic job that I had in the month of August. So it's soon going to approach, come this August, it's going to soon approach that it's been 1 year that I have not worked. So yes, do I do many different forms of work at home when it comes to the household, my kids, the maintenance of it all? Most definitely. But for me, the financial side of things, I am so used to kind of contributing in a certain way. So that is definitely something I definitely want to be able to get back to. Is money everything? Absolutely not. And I can definitely share with you all. So there was something that I came across, and it was something I came across, I want to say it was about like the senior year of high school for me. And I came across something and I printed it out, and I've had it with me all these years later because it is something that I try to keep in the back of my mind when it comes to an employer or anywhere, any place that I am in life. And you start to contemplate that place that you're at. So basically what this had mentioned, and I actually have it here pinned up in my office, it simply is a bottle of water in a supermarket cost about 50 cents. The same bottle of water costs $2 in a bar. In a good restaurant or hotel, it can be worth up to $3, which now it's definitely more than that. At an airport or on a plane, you may be charged up to $5. The bottle and the brand is the same. The only thing that changes is the place. Each place gives a different value to the same product. When you feel like you are worth nothing and everyone around you belittles you, change places. Do not stay there. Have the courage to change places and go to a place where you are given the value you deserve. Surround yourself with people who really appreciate your worth. Don't settle for less. So that was something that was really profound to me. So for me, that just speaks volumes as far as us self-evaluating our worth and where we are. That can be where we are in our journey when it comes to better health. That can be on our career journeys. That can be who we're surrounding ourselves within this community, whether it be keto, carnivore, ketovore, or just, weight loss community in general. Is it serving its true purpose for you? Is it adding stress, unnecessary drama that might be affecting your cortisol level? Because obviously, if you're adding unnecessary stress, that's going to affect your weight loss progress. So I love the way this was just summarized out, because if you're a person that really likes to reflect on things, you can definitely get into some deep thinking when it comes to something as simple and as plain as water. And in each and every place, it has a different value to it. So no matter where you go in life, you definitely have to see where you are going to get the best value. And that is what I've been doing with my new career, my next career hunting. I'm definitely going to stay in the medical field because that is where I've had over 23 years experience. That is definitely where my degrees align with, is in the healthcare management. But still yet, you know, with this economy and with a lot of this inflation going on, companies, they definitely don't want to pay fair pay. And I'm just so grateful and so thankful that I'm in a position where I can kind of hardball negotiate, and I can definitely, you know, make sure I don't settle for less than what I know that I am truly worth. So I also want to touch on, a lot of you mentioned for me to kind of take my time. I definitely appreciate that, because I can definitely use all the reminders possible to slow down and kind of take my time. I've been the type of person that I have always been very self-reliant, very self-independent. I do have an amazing supportive husband and two amazing supportive boys, and they're always willing to help. They always offer to help. So I'm very grateful and very fortunate for that. But still yet, I am just the type that I lead with so much independence. Always, it's something that truly has been instilled in me from a very young age. So it's hard for me to slow down, and it's really difficult. It's been a real big learning process for me to ask for help or for me to slow down. But I definitely, you know, try the best that I can with that. And as far as me getting back to my content, this definitely seems like it's been working for me, is to kind of do small little clips just showing my meals day to day. So I hope you all, looking at it from a viewer standpoint, I hope it is enjoyable. You know, I definitely been enjoying making content again. But, you know, I definitely want to be able to touch on why I'm kind of coming back, even though I am not 100% recovered. I'm just the type of person that I feel like if you want to do something, do it now, you know, do it in the present, because you don't want to wake up one day, you know, I don't want to go 6 months to a year of not making any content and trying to have full focus on my healing and my recovery. You know, is anything wrong with that if anyone chooses to do that? No, that is their decision, that is their journey. But for me, I don't want to kind of wake up one day and say to myself, you know what, I really wish I kind of gave a little bit of myself here and there to my passion. It is definitely my passion to help people. It's definitely my passion to inspire others. And it's probably the main reason why most of my career, over 23 years worth, has been in the healthcare industry, because I just really, I like to have a giving heart, and I do like connecting with people, and I do like being able to help people. So with that being said, I'm definitely going to get into my meals. So I've been a little bit busy today. I did do a very small load of laundry, and I also baked for dinner. It's going to actually be part of dinner. It was 4 chicken leg quarters, and that's actually the deal that I mentioned to you guys some months back that we had scored at our local butcher shop, where they had 40 pounds of chicken leg quarters, and it was like an amazing deal that we could not pass up. So I actually just used up the last 4. So it definitely really gave us a bang for the buck for as long as it lasted us. So what I did was I took off 4 of the chicken skins because I was simply just going to shred the chicken. So I did repurpose the chicken skin, and I simply just air fried it on some parchment paper. So I simply just have the chicken skins here. So they are definitely crispy and crunchy, as you can see. And then I simply just have 4 boiled eggs here. I know it's kind of hard to see with the lighting. I do have the curtains open for the window, so there's some Florida sunshine coming through. And I just simply just have some Redmond salt on these eggs. So I did do another batch of boiled eggs in the Ninja Foodi pot. You can either use the 4-4-4 method or the 5-5-5 method to accomplish that if you do have any of those devices when it comes to a Ninja Foodi pot or an Instant Pot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dig into this. We do have some Taco Tuesday kind of plans for dinner, as you know, carnivore as it can get. So we're going to have some leftover. We still have some leftovers we're working through when it comes to the salmon patties, as well as some of the ribeye steak. So that sale on the ribeye steak was another bang for the buck because we definitely have a little bit of leftover with it. It's not much, so that's the reason being why I shredded down some of those chicken leg quarters so we can kind of have it all together and have it be enough for us being a household of 4. So I am going to update you all with that later on once I get ready to have my dinner. So stay tuned. All right, my friends, I do have my dinner plated up for this Tuesday. So what I have here to kind of make it a little bit like a Taco Tuesday, I have simply just 2 of the Egg Life plain wraps. I just zapped it in the microwave for 30 seconds to just kind of have it be warmed up from them being cold in the fridge. I have some extra sharp cheddar cheese from the block. I simply just shredded it myself here, and I simply put that at the bottom. That way, once I put all this hot meat, the shredded chicken from those 4 chicken leg quarters that I baked them at 325°F for 2 hours. Simply just shredded it, and I simply have some leftover ribeye steak. It's the last little bit that we are using up. So I simply just have 2 here. I do have some sour cream on hand, but I did not want to go in with both dairies, you know, the cheese as well as the sour cream. I really just feel like this is sufficient enough with me going in with a little bit of cheese. I don't feel like I really would need anything additional other than just that shredded cheese that you all see here. But here is the package for anyone that's not familiar with the Egg Life wraps. They do have a store locator on their website. So if you want to go to their website and check out and put your zip code in, that way you can try to find a store in your area within your zip code that might carry any of the flavors that they offer. This, as you can see, is their original. So it's simply just the plain wraps. Let me go ahead and show you the ingredients on the back. So some may be weary of using this because of it mentioning any natural flavor in that ingredient listing. For me, this has not impacted or affected my better health journey, so I continue to incorporate the plain version of the wraps. I have not experimented as of yet when it came to any of the flavored ones. I really don't have a need for the flavored ones at this time. I've been happy with the plain, so that is what I simply just stick to, is just their plain wraps. So I'm going to go ahead and dig in while this is still hot. I hope you have a wonderful Taco Tuesday yourself. Hello, my friends, and happy Wednesday. So I'm going to go in with a meal right now. Currently, right now, it is, let's see, it is about 1:11 p.m. It has been a busy day. I've been slowly trying to just catch up on some housework. I consistently through the week, I try to kind of keep up with all the deep cleaning in the house. And obviously, with me being in healing and recovery mode, that definitely has taken the back burner. So I'm slowly kind of trying to catch myself up with getting the house in order. So I'm going to just go in with this meal of some leftover. So this is the last amount that we have remaining of that chicken leg quarters that I simply baked and just simply shredded it all off of the bone. I simply just sauteed it to just reheat it. And I have 2 of these boiled eggs with some red mint salt. As I mentioned, we use our Ninja Foodi pot to accomplish the easy peeling for those. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. That way I can get to eating and try to slowly get through some other housework over here that I have just planned to accomplish for today. So I will update you all come dinner time. All right, my friends, I do have my Wednesday night dinner plated up here. So what I have here is some pieces of sirloin. So we had purchased a very large roast of sirloin. I want to say it was a little over 8 pounds, and it was about in like the low $30-ish range. So we simply just cut it up into different variations. We actually ended up getting 4 dinners out of it. So the first night we had thin fajita steak like. Then I also had a portion that was cube steak that we did that is in the freezer currently right now. We had another one that was more so thick strips like this. And then of course we have another set of another thick strip steak. So it was really great deal for being able to get 4 dinners worth out of it. You'll be seeing the other portion of it featured come tomorrow's dinner. I did not get much fat in today because, as you saw from my earlier meal, it was simply just that little bit of chicken as well as just the boiled eggs. So I'm going to go in with both extra sharp cheddar that I simply just sliced up with a little bit of sour cream. And I do have 3 substantial pieces of the sirloin steak here. All I simply did was in a very hot nonstick pan, I simply just seared them. And these were already, I coated them with ghee, salt, red mint salt, as well as some garlic powder, seared them. And then during the 10-minute resting period, I just dropped some butter and just coated them throughout that 10-minute resting period that I allowed it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dig in, but this is what I'm going in with for this Wednesday night. My friends, it is about 2:15 p.m. on this Thursday. I've been really busy trying to get the cloud bread done for our dinner later on, as well as getting some housework in between, as that definitely takes that 25-minute of baking time. So I definitely try to use my time productively. So I simply just am going in with something to eat because I've been basically up and down this house. So I definitely have worked up some hunger. Simply here I have sliced up just some of that Gouda block that I got from Aldi, and simply just have 4 over easy eggs that I simply just put on some red mint salt, and I like drizzling whatever butter is left over in the pan. So that's what I'm going to go in with for my late lunch. So stay tuned for dinner. I'm going to give you all a sneak peek of the cloud bread. It still has about 12 minutes remaining, but I don't spread them out too much because I want them to be bun-like for our cheeseburgers later on. But this is how they look so far. All right, I'm going to close the oven, that way we can keep that heat going. All right, my friends, I just took the cloud bread, the first batch. I'm going to post the recipe, the link that I've used for all these years that I've been keto. This is definitely something that complies with also carnivore as well. So most definitely, now that I'm incorporating dairy, because it does not hinder me, I am now able to enjoy cloud bread. So this is the first time I'm actually making it in a few years. I used to make it a lot during my keto journey, but let me go ahead and show you all. So it has that beautiful nice browning at the bottom. This makes it perfect to use for burger buns, for sandwich bread, say if you're doing like a deli type of sandwich. So I do simply do a total of 16. So I changed the quantity on the recipe because I believe it's defaulted for 6 of these cloud breads, but I do 16 because of course, you know, I'm trying to figure for a bun for the top and the bottom, and then I gotta consider having hungry boys and us being a household of 4, including myself. So I just do 2 sheet pans of 6, and after that I just do one that is just simply just 4. That gives me my total of 16, and I go in with the bake time for my oven. It gets it accomplished at the minimum time in the recipe, 25 minutes. So I definitely suggest start off at that 25 minutes, and if you want it a little more browned, definitely increase from there. But I feel like this gives that perfect, if you could see it's a little squishy, it gives the perfect texture to me. Simply, right now it's not very hot to the touch, even though these just literally came out. I just simply take them, I make my makeshift wire rack here, and I simply just put them on that until we're ready to assemble our cheeseburgers or whatever we're going to be using them for. So just stay tuned for later on when I'm going to post what my meal is going to be for dinner. For this Thursday night dinner, I'm going in with 2 each of the Aldi prepackaged burger patties. They are frozen. I simply just bake them in the oven, salt them with Redmond salt, and I simply just have 2 on each here with some Colby Jack cheese on each, and simply just sandwiching it with that cloud bread that I had baked from earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in while it is still hot. Hello my friends, and happy Friday. So right now it is almost 1 p.m. so I'm gonna go in with something to eat because I have been really active around the house trying to get some stuff done slowly but surely. So I have actually 3 of the cloud breads left over. Our youngest, our 6-year-old, he actually ate one that did not get eaten with a pair. So that's why I actually had an odd number left. That's okay. Simply what I did was I just put 2 at the bottom, gonna put 1 at top, and I simply just have a leftover Aldi cheeseburger patty that is the 75/25 grade. I'm gonna simply just eat it. I just simply heated it up with the Colby Jack cheese on the top. So this is what I'm going to go in with. I do already have going in the pressure cooker that last little bit of that sirloin tip roast that we had sliced up. It was the last baggie that we had freezer put away. So that is actually going to end up being almost kind of like a beef soup. So stay tuned for that later on. It's currently right now pressure cookering away for 2 hours. So you'll get to see what that looks like for dinner. All right, so this for the Friday night dinner, I'm gonna go in with what I mentioned that I pressure cooked earlier. So it was some pieces that we had from a sirloin tip roast that we simply just sliced up into chunks. So I simply just pressure cookered it with some Redmond salt. I did add some water in there, so there was about 8 cups of water. I also added 2 cups of bone broth and some garlic powder, and simply I just have some extra sharp cheddar cheese that I simply just shredded up myself off the block, just with some sour cream. So I'm just gonna simply just mix it all together, and this is what I'm going in with for my Friday night dinner. All right, I want to thank you all for joining me this week. If this is the first time you are seeing my content, I hope it encourages you and motivates you to like and to subscribe to my channel. That way you can see all future content coming up. Thanks for watching, friends. I appreciate you all. Take care.